So you know how sometimes you'll be looking on eBay and you'll find a deal that's too good to be true? That's because it is. Today we're going to be comparing real versus fake Versace Eros flame. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video of my comparison between the real Versace Eros flame and the fake Versace Eros flame, I do want to encourage you to support this channel so that you can be kept in the know when I upload these videos, but also if I do encounter any other fake fragrances in the future, and I actually do have another one coming up, and it's for Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford. Please do make sure to support this channel by subscribing to it. All you have to do is click on that red button in the corner, and of course, while you're at it, please make sure to enable notifications by clicking on that bell icon so you will be sent a push notification as soon as I upload these videos. So today I'm doing a comparison real versus fake Versace Eros flame. If you want to take a guess right now, I guess just leave a comment down below. Let me know which one do you think is the real one, which one do you think is the fake, the one to your left, the one to your right, and I'm gonna let you know which one it is, because when I took a look at the pictures for this initially, it looked faker than a $3 bill. I mean, so let me tell you the story of how this happened and how I got my hands on a bottle of this fragrance. So I wasn't scammed personally per se. One of my friends, his name is Stan, so shout out to you, Stan. He sent me pictures of the fake, which is the one that he purchased on ebay.com, and he said, "Hey Steve, I know you have a lot of experience dealing with fake fragrances," which occasionally I have purchased a few. I have been scammed in the past. I've done a few videos like these, one on Herod by Parfum de Marly, one on Danger by Roja Parfum, and I think I'm going to be doing a few more in the future. I did one on Spice Bomb, one on Le Male by Jean Paul Gaultier, so I've actually done a bunch. And he says, you know, is there any way for you to authenticate this fragrance? And there was one thing that the minute I saw it, the second I saw it, I knew it was a fake. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm really sorry about that. This definitely looks like a fake to me. So he basically said, wow, you know, I'm burned. I think it was like 40 bucks or something like that. So it was relatively inexpensive, but $40 is $40, right? And so he wanted to get his money back. And I said to him, hey, listen, why don't I purchase it from you? So I actually ended up buying the fake from Stan. And I said, I'm going to shoot this video. I'll give you a shout out in the video, and hopefully this video will bring awareness to other people who might be finding these too good to be true deals on ebay.com or any other auction type websites, or any websites in general. At least they'll have this video that they can utilize as a resource to come back to and identify what are the markers between the real version and the fake version. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, this is the fake. That bright red color that you're looking at, and then this is the real deal. So fake and real. So right away, I think just by looking at this image that you have here within this rectangle, you can kind of tell what's real and what's fake if you are holding a bottle. And there are a lot of other indicators to go through. So let's go ahead and switch the camera around so we can take a look at this up close. So the first thing that I want to draw your attention to is this sleeve that actually came on the fake bottle. Whenever you buy one of these fragrances, they will never come with a sleeve that looks like this. And to make matters worse, Versace Eros Flame is Eau de Parfum, and this says Eau de Toilette written directly on it. And that makes this fragrance, you know, as fake as they come. So this was the one thing that I saw, and from the first picosecond that my, you know, eyes landed on it, I instantaneously knew that we were dealing with a fake product here. So on the left side, we have the fake. On the right here, we have the real. As you can tell, the Medusa logo in the center is far more defined, and it has much more clarity on the real version, where you can actually hold it on certain angles and you can still see the Medusa logo quite well on the real version, whereas on the fake version, it's just, yeah, the appearance of it is quite poor. And again, please draw your attention to the bottom of the box, where on the fake version, it's actually marketed as an eau de toilette, but on the real version, it's marketed as an eau de parfum. Really weird thing for them to do there. So I think the most obvious difference between the fake and the real on the bottom is obviously they have the same information printed on there, the reference number, so on and so forth, but the fake version does not have a serial number. The real version has the serial number punched into the box here. The fake version has nothing. I should also mention that all of this gold writing has a texture to it. When you run your thumb or your finger over it, you can actually feel the texture. Everything on the fake is flush, and you can tell the fake is far more flimsy than the real. The cardboard on the real is holding up a lot better. And yet again, on the back of the box, the fake version says eau de toilette, whereas the real version says eau de parfum. That might not be the case for all fakes, but I'm just pointing out that for this particular fake, the fake version says eau de toilette. Now, with the real version, you can actually see Versace punched in the box in reverse, right on the flap here. Whereas on the fake version, you have nothing. On the fake version, the inside is black. On the real one, it's red. And also this cardboard protective flap on the inside is also red. And I think you should be able to tell, but you do have this Greek key type pattern on the inside here that is found on the real one, but the fake one has nothing. And the inside of the fake one is not red like the real one is, but instead the inside of the fake one is all black and then just white towards the inside here. Now, once again, the fake one is to the left here. It has this far more bright, vibrant, and vivid red hue to it, whereas this one is a bit more muted and not as heavily saturated. Also, the cap for the real one looks far more saturated than the cap for the fake one, which looks a bit more muted. Now, the bottom of each one of these bottles has two totally different stickers. The fake one has a round sticker on it as opposed to the real one, which has a rectangular sticker on it. And funny enough, the fake one, on the bottom of the sticker, it says parfum on it. So that directly contradicts the eau de toilette that is printed several times on the box. Now, I didn't get a chance to weigh it, but I should also mention that the cap on the fake is actually much lighter than the cap on the real fragrance. Here is the distribution on the atomizer for the fake fragrance. Not bad. And here's the real fragrance. Actually, the real fragrance is a bit more narrow. Now, another thing worth pointing out is that the nozzle in the fake fragrance is white and the nozzle in the real fragrance is black. All right, so now that I showed you what the two fragrances, the boxes, the sleeve, what they look like up close, now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the smell, because ultimately, you know, maybe somebody shows you a picture and then they're like, oh, but this is a decant and so this is what it smells like, whatever. So, you know, I'm always wary of buying decants online as well, but that's a separate topic for a different day. So I guess let's just go ahead and start with the real one. I've actually reviewed the real one on my channel before, so if you're interested in watching that video, I'll leave a card somewhere up here so you can check that one out. But the real one is this really nice, spicy, almost mintier version of the original. You know that Versace Eros is all about the vanilla, the mint, the spearmint, you know, the tonka bean. It's really nice, actually. And it's almost one of these pioneers in the tonka bean vanilla fragrances that you often see on the market. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm really enjoying Versace Eros Flame. It's a fragrance that I've been wearing a lot of since the time that I've acquired it. Oftentimes I do find myself neglecting it because, you know, there's so many fragrances to test and to wear, and, you know, I've been having these daily uploads for you guys, and it wouldn't be possible if I spend 2 weeks wearing the same exact fragrance. It just would leave no opportunity for me to discover and test and research other fragrances. But I really enjoy Versace Eros Flame, you know? It's spicy, it has that hint of spice in the opening. There's that amplified sweetness, you have the tonka bean lurking in the base, and yeah, smells really nice. Definitely perfect for this time of the year, like when it starts to get a little bit cold. Obviously, for the dead of winter, I have some other fragrances I would probably recommend to you. And anyway, so here is the fake version. This is laughable. This is like, they weren't trying. They were not trying at all. This smells like nothing. It's weaker than water. To be honest with you, I don't even know what I'm smelling, you know? It doesn't smell bad. So it's not like they're utilizing some sort of unsavory ingredient that you should never, well, maybe they are, I don't know. I personally wouldn't put this on my skin, but it smells 0% like Versace Eros Flame. Like, if you are somebody who has smelled Versace Eros Flame before and you smell this for the first time, you're gonna think either something is wrong with your nose, or somebody took all of the juice out, refilled the bottle with water, right, and is playing a prank on you. That's kind of the impression that I would get. This smells like nothing I've smelled before. It's very weak, very, very weak. I could possibly smell something a little minty in here, but honestly, I have smelled some pretty good dupes, right? Like, I'll be honest with you, the version of Herod by Parfums de Marly that I actually bought on Wish.com for a really cheap price, you can tell that they were trying to clone Herod. You can tell that that was their version of Herod, because there's no other Parfums de Marly that I would compare it to. It actually did seem like a very poorly done, reverse engineered version of Herod. This is bad. This is really bad. I mean, anyway. So I should also mention that this individual did open a claim with Facebook, and they were willing to refund him his money, but because he sold it to me, that was his way of making back his money, and maybe I'll make back the money that I spent via Google AdSense or something like that. I'm really more concerned about the fact that somebody will watch this video down the line and be able to spot the markers and the identifying characteristics that differentiate the fake version from the real version, and there are a lot of differences, and again, they're not all made the same way, right? So not all fakes are manufactured by the same, you know, counterfeit company, right? You'll have different fakes on the market, but at least, you know, the close-up of the presentation on the real one. And people always ask me, right, why do you do a presentation segment? It's for these occasions, right? It's for these situations, because there are so many people who buy a fake fragrance and then they come back to my channel and they say, well, at the 3-minute and 32-second mark, you mentioned this. I don't get this at all. Yeah, because you're buying fragrances on eBay, dude. So hopefully this video does help somebody down the line. I just don't want anybody to waste or spend their hard-earned money. Please buy from an authorized retailer and a reputable dealer. At least, you know, check the seller's rating before you buy from him or her. I think in this case, the seller actually did have pretty good rating, but it also goes to show you that a lot of companies out there are doing a pretty good job at knocking off or duping, fragrances, but at least now you are a little bit more informed. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this video. This was my real versus fake comparison of Versace Eros Flame. If you do have experience with this fragrance, or if you want to share a story about a time when maybe you were, you know, conned or swindled into buying a fake fragrance, leave a comment down below. I always love to hear from you guys. Thanks again for watching. I love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye.